Something strange happens the moment you try to ask for what you need. Not later, not after, right there, before the words even come out. Your chest tightens, your mind starts racing, and suddenly it feels like you shouldn't say anything at all. And the weird part is, you don't even know why. You just feel it. That instant wave of guilt, like you're doing something wrong just for needing something in the first place. And if you're being honest, this isn't new. You felt this before. That moment where you were about to say how you really feel, and then you stopped. You changed the message. You said, "It's fine." You told yourself it wasn't that important. Not because it wasn't, but because saying it felt heavier than keeping it inside. Most people think this means they're overthinking, that they're too sensitive, that they just need to relax. But that's not what's happening. This didn't come from nowhere. You learned this. At some point in your life, your needs didn't feel safe to express. Maybe you asked for attention and got ignored. Maybe you needed comfort and got dismissed. Or maybe no one said anything at all. They just didn't show up when it mattered. And that silence, it teaches you something without using a single word. It teaches you to need less. So you adapt. You become the easy one, the one who doesn't ask for much, the one who understands everyone else, supports everyone else, shows up for everyone else, but struggles to ask for anything in return. And over time, you don't even notice you're doing it. It just becomes who you are. But here's where it starts to mess with you. Because your needs don't disappear. They just go quiet. They show up in small ways. You overthink simple conversations. You replay things in your head. You feel exhausted after being around people, even people you like. And there's this constant feeling like something is missing, but you can't fully explain what it is. It's not that people don't care. It's that they don't see what you never show. And that's the part no one tells you. You learned to hide your needs so well that even you started believing you didn't have them. So now, when you try to express something real, your system reacts like it's a threat. Not because it is, but because it feels unfamiliar. And unfamiliar feels unsafe. That's why you hesitate. That's why you feel guilty. That's why your first instinct is to pull back. Because somewhere deep down, there's a question running in the background. What happens if I'm too much? What if they get annoyed? What if they leave? What if they see the real version of you and decide it's not worth it? So instead of risking that, you choose silence. And silence feels safe. Until it doesn't. Because the more you hold things in, the more disconnected you feel. Not just from other people, but from yourself. You start showing up in conversations, in relationships, in life, but only partially. Like you're there, but not fully. And after a while, that starts to feel exhausting. Because you're always managing how much of yourself you're allowed to show. But here's the truth that changes everything. The guilt you feel is not proof that you're asking for too much. It's proof that you were taught your needs didn't matter. Read that again. Because once you see that, something shifts. That feeling in your chest, that hesitation, that voice telling you to stop. It's not yours. It's a pattern. Something you learned, and anything learned can be unlearned. But it starts with one uncomfortable moment. The moment where you feel that urge to stay quiet, and you don't. Not perfectly, not confidently, just honestly. Maybe your voice shakes. Maybe you don't say it the right way. That's not the point. The point is that you don't abandon yourself this time. And that's where things began to change. Because the right people, they're not waiting for a perfect version of you. They're waiting for a real one. Someone they can actually understand. Someone they can actually connect with.